we bring into viewers in their various homes. So currently it is the sports minister, the Minister for Sports and Recreation, who is flanked by Bernard Mona as well. He is the founder and owner of Calibi.
And also, he said they are coming. When I met him on Sunday, he said, tell them that we are coming. So let's see what they have installed. But they are really good. Looking at the kind of investment they are doing and how it's making sure that a team that is not under government is doing well. I mean, a private team, big ups to him.
And especially also remember that it is our team of commentators who are standing by to take viewers through the commentary. And it happens to be quite an interesting side here. If you talk about people and the names in sports, they are all here today to witness this particular one. And I was asking myself, if we can, nurture sports like this, and we can make volleyball grow, what about the other disciplines? And that is the focus of the current sector minister. And I believe that, it is just right for him reaffirming the commitment of his ministry to ensure that all disciplines get the needed and the same equal, kind of support. It is just in the right direction.
Last week I was with him with the hockey, the youth championship when we were playing the national colleges, and he was there. He went on and he came. He had a rep at the volleyball, beach volleyball. So I think the spectrum side is doing something great, and we need to commend him from that.
All right, let's now hear the national anthems now.
Nigeria. For the host nation, Ghana. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will go ahead and take some group pictures with the two teams. With the Dignitaries, we'll take some group pictures with the two teams.
That are representing the various teams that are here. You know, Burkina Faso is here. We had the national anthem of Burkina Faso. We also had, the national anthem of Benin, as well as the national anthem of Nigeria. So, it promises to be quite an interesting one. The teams are going to be warming up pretty shortly. And trust me, we'll be handing over to our commentators, that is Jones Azi and his commentator, all there. They are standing by. You can tell them.
I think we need to applaud the team Nigeria and Burkina Faso for making this trip. It sort of becomes now an international kind of tournament. And apart from football, where we have this kind of attention, you don't normally see that in this kind of. And then let's not forget, even in the arm wrestling, we have representatives from the various nearby countries. So I think the cohesion and the kind of bond we are having, it is right that we build that in nearby future, Nigeria can also say, okay, Ghana, we are having something like that, come, maybe Benin, come. And that is what ECOWAS is all about. And let's also big ups to the teams for coming in. This is a preparation for the next season, right? So it's really important, and I really enjoy what is happening. Joel, we are yet to enjoy or see something really good. And let's say it, if you couldn't make it here today, don't miss tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be very, very powerful.
Sure. So if you didn't make it here today for the opening ceremony, I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss anything with regards to the games that are left on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's just on Saturday that there's going to be a break.
Yeah.
They're going to have rest. They're going to rest, and then later on we continue.
On
but then for wherever you find yourself, we're also actually streaming live on GHOne TV, on our Facebook platform, on our YouTube channel, and also we're streaming on X. So make sure, if you're not here at the Borteyman Sports Complex to watch for yourself live and to feel the spike, just join us on our social media handles also, or watch on GHOne TV. Exactly. So the game coming up right now is the Ghana Airforce that is coming to take on the Ghana Army in their game.
Is it going to be a repeat of what we saw in the league, or maybe we are going to recreate what we saw in the Jazz and that toward the Accra Beach Volley? And say what, these two teams are really prepared. And I'm trying to measure their height.
So currently the minister is going to do the official
first,
spike off.
Yes.
It's more like the kickoff.
Yes, in football, the first kick.
In football, you would want to say this is the
and
kickoff.
In the hockey, he made it. He did the first stroke or whatever.
So even with hockey, you have the push.
Yeah, exactly.
The push off. Exactly. So the minister is going to take the first set. We'll see whether I can go over the net, and then we Oh
yes!
Exactly.
That was it.
That is.
And also we have, let's also acknowledge Madam Crosby Mensah, who is also a technical advisor for the Sports and Recreation, the ministry. She's also here bringing up support from the ministry. And say what, even last week, the sports minister was not there, but he had the public relation officer for the ministry in collaboration with the National Sports Authority Director, Apofo Ankara. So I think generally this year's government is really prepared to support so government is really poised to support sports in general, not only football. We are moving away from football, we are moving away from the boxing, we are moving away from the athletics. Get what? Let's go. Arm wrestling, hockey, let's go. Volleyball, let's go. And not what? More and more will be coming. And you have something you've been saying all this while. What if my family member or my brother plays another discipline? Is it mean I'm not going to promote? And that is what Sports and Recreation Minister Honorable Kofi Adams and the President of the land, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is trying to build and inculcate in us. And we hope that it doesn't end in this current administration. No matter who comes into power next, it should maintain that momentum in order to build sports so that it can eradicate poverty from us.
This
Exactly.
is our creme de la creme when it comes to volleyball is the top 5, those who finish in top 5 in the Ghana league that is being played in the Greater Accra League. They then progress to have a chance to play in the Super Volleyball Championship. Then they add about, I mean, in the past it used to be 6, but I think because of the development and the progression, gradually it's taking a different toll altogether. Now they have 8 teams, and you've got 3 teams from 3 other African countries, 3 other neighboring West African countries who are also here in the Ananas to be part of this one. So I believe it's going to go the full haul. We're going to have a great one, and I believe very, very strongly that, I mean, we're all going to experience nothing but the best when it comes to, I mean, volleyball in Africa, because, I mean, you're talking about what most people are expecting to see. This one, they've not seen it on TV. It used to be streamed, but as we're bringing it right now, there's a lot they're expecting that we'll give to viewers as well.
And I think a big ups to EIB Network for pulling this. For the very first time in history, we saw arm wrestling live on TV, and now we are bringing this to you. Ghanaians are used to boxing on TV, they are used to football on BC, but this time around, we are bringing in a volleyball, and they are doing something wrong.
All right, so currently we have the lineup on screen. Wisdom is the number 9 actually. Number 5 you got John is the number 5. The number 11 you have Tete. Number 10 you got Gemira, number 10, and number 4 is Atom. Okay, number 7 is Tekwe, the captain. I think we need to just
check ourselves.
Exactly.
Because they hit one ball to hit the wrong balls, and I need to be very careful.
The warm-up is ongoing.
Yeah.
We are actually close to where the warm-up is happening. All right, so that's the lineup now. I mean, coming up for you. You've got the other team coming up. Aminu is the number 7. He's going to be in the number 7 jersey. Isaka is going to be in the number 12 jersey. Igimoro is also in the number 11 jersey. Number 8, we're going to see Abubakari. Obing is there in number 5. Number 2, you've got Migglesfield. Binifo is in the number 2 jersey this afternoon. So that's the lineup there for you. Interesting lineup you have for both the Ghana Army and the Ghana Air Force men's team who are playing this afternoon. So before the opening ceremony, we saw the Ghana Army ladies walking away 3-1 winners. What's the story going to be like as the Air Force team comes up against Ghana Army? You know what? They're not loud mouth talking, but then we know what they did when it came to the league proper. So a lot is expected of them. We don't know what they have up their sleeves coming up in this particular game.
I quite remember before they even met here, they had a typical clash in the Tour d'Accra where they managed to pull over the Ghana Army. And Coach Alassane was saying something. He said, look, these people have been a ton of flesh in them for a very long while. They lost in the Gaba League, and this is sort of a way where you have a revenge over them. And we saw that up against in the first league. And look at something. And the Army head coach believes that the Ghana Air Force are doing really well, and he had to stay all night to watch clips of them. Joel, I promise that this is going to be going down the wire because both teams look very prepared, and even in the warm-up, as we are able to detect from football, that is what is happening here. And I see I'm being hit with a lot of balls, Joel.
Okay, so I mean, as it stands now, so many balls on the court, so many balls coming at us here. We are not the ones to feel the spike actually. They are to feel their spikes on the court. We're now going to hand over to our commentators, Nee and Jones, at the commentary position.
today. And so, Cornelius, we are in for a game. It is the Ghana Air Force taking on the Ghana Army. What should we expect, Cornelius? Well, we saw the first game between the ladies, and of course, we can confirm that AS Douane's side will not be part of this year's tournament. But then we have the presence of the Nigerian Customs and the All-Star team from Benin. Have you, chanced upon any of their games? Well, and obviously we saw the women play earlier today, and then of course it ended 3-1 in favor of the Ghana Army. The Ghana Air Force came very strong, and they won the first set, but then the Ghana Army proved to be very, very stronger, and so they went all out to win 3 straight sets. Well, you watched that game, and what did you pick from that first game of the 2025 Super Volleyball Championship?
All right, thank you. I can say that the Ghana Air Force team started very strong. They came out in the first set, all guns blazing, but the Ghana Army team kept it cool. They picked up from where the Ghana Armed Forces stopped, and then they came back and then made a wonderful comeback. Somebody would say, in the spirit of Manchester United. They made a beautiful comeback, winning 3-1. So it was quite a game. It was quite a game, though.
So you would be enjoying some volleyball from today, the 16th, up until the 23rd of November. And so would also make sure that every day we give you live action from the Borteyman Sports Complex here. And today we're going to have the opening game, the official opening match between the Ghana Air Force team and the Ghana Army team. And the men in your shots preparing, putting things together to make sure that we have a very, very good game. But then some rules of the game, some peculiar things of the game. We know that in a game of volleyball for our first-time viewers, if you care to know, we can have a minimum of 3.
To reach 25 points has won the set. If you win 25.3 times, you have won the game. Should there be an issue or should there be an occasion where you are at the 24th point, and then your opponent is also on the 24th point, then we should have a 2 points difference before we can declare you the winner of that set. There should be a clear 2-point difference between yourself and your opponent. Then we can declare you the winner of that set. Of course, we've seen games where, I've seen games where it traveled as far as 37 points to 35 points. Back and forth. This team wins, the other team wins, and then goes like that. But we still have to find that 2 points difference to declare you the winner of the set. So these are just some of the rules going in terms of the sets and then how we can win a game. I think as we watch and as we enjoy, I'll be explaining a bit more of the rules.
Well, so we want to remind you that because of the absence of us Douanes, the team from Burkina Faso for the 2025 SAC Volleyball Championship, the Ghana Navy women would replace the AS Douane's side or AS Douane's side. So this is how things will be looking like. Pool A would have the Ghana Air Force and then the Navy team as well as the Ghana Police and the Ghana Army. And Pool B for the women's side would have the Calibi Volleyball team, the Nigeria Customs team, as you heard from my good friend Nick Paku, who says, well, they're obviously the best in Nigeria. And so they are in Pool B, as well as the Elwak Wings and the Ghana Immigration. For the men's side, the big game for this evening is the Ghana Army team and then of course they will take on the Ghana Air Force team. But then of course in that group we have the Elwak Wings, the Ghana Army, the Ghana Air Force, and then replacing AS Douanis is the Ghana Prisons Men. Ghana Prisons Men coming into this. What should we expect from them as well?
Right, so they were lacking behind in the league. They were that close to the top teams in the league. So in the absence of AS Douanis, they are suitable replacements for the AS Douanis. So they make up, and I can tell you they come with some fire as well. They come with some fire. I know throughout the league and during the league they had a few hiccups and all. So it brought them a bit back in terms of amassing the points. But then they come with a bit more fire too.
Right, so Coach Goka Silvanos and then assistant coach Amo Bismarck leading the charges. Yes, edging them on. And of course, you can also see coach of the Army side, Coach Enes Asante, W1 Enes Asante, leading the boys to the counts there as they prepare to give us some fine volleyball action here on GHOne TV. Welcome on board. EIB Network, proud sponsors, proud media partners, I must say, of the 2025 Super Volleyball Championship. We say, fill the spike. So do join us every day from today up until the 23rd of November. We'll be here at the Borteyman Sports Complex to bring you the SAC Super Volleyball Championship 4th edition. You've been following the SAC Volleyball Championship for a very long time now. 4th edition. How far has it come?
Right. So this is a vision led by Mohammed, and then he has championed the cause of volleyball in Ghana to this extent that he's now, being supported by EIB Network, and then all the sponsors coming to on board. This started in 2021 actually, and then that was the first time Ghana volleyball has seen such an outing at the Bukom Boxing Arena. We purchased it. We went. We did what we had to do. At the first time, Airforce won the 2021. Ghana Police also won 2022, 2023. And I think we are here now in 2025.
Right, so let's quickly get to the men doing battle for both sides. And then, of course, we start off with the Ghana Air Force team, who are coached by Coach Goka Silvanos and assisted by Amo Bismarck. And so that you see the Air Force team and the likes of Ekpe Kingsley in his 7th shirt, as well as Arthur John. And we also have Numa Wasa Wisdom, Tete Nicholas, Atom Bernard. I hope it is not sports Atom. And then, of course, we have Jemera Augustine. These are the men for the Air Force side. For the Ghana Army side, we doing battle this evening. Captain Bernard Benefu Daniel leading the charges, and then we have Taufik Bernard also in there, Fewas Isahaku, as well as Al Hassan Imoro, Emmanuel Obeng, and then Yakubu and Aminu making the men for the Ghana Army. So it is a battle of the men on the land and the men in the sky. Well, let's see how it does go today. But then you've seen the players, you've seen the men. You have been following them. You know these boys. What are we in for in this game?
I can tell you this is an all-time rivalry between the Ghana Air Force team and the Ghana Army team. Although they are both servicemen, when it comes to the game, once the whistle sounds for 0-0, I think every friendship is just called off. They just focus and then they play the best of volleyball in Ghana. I mean, this is the height of Ghana volleyball rivalry we can ever experience in Ghana. If you permit me to even talk about the lineup in terms of the positioning, for Ghana Air Force, position 1 is Ekpe Kingsley. He has the ball now, going to serve Ekpe Kingsley. Then from position 2 is Nicolas Tete. Then position 3, we have John Atta. Position 4, Wisdom. Position 5, Jamra, and then Atom. Here we begin. Wow, that's a beautiful point from the middle blocker of the Ghana Army team. The gentleman is very tall. Number 12. He has such a height. Ishahaku Fewas. In your shot is Imoro Al Hassan. Beautiful take. Nicely defended. But there was a net fault from the Ghana Army team. So a point to Ghana Airforce. This is Nicholas Tete on your shot, number 11 man of the Ghana Airforce team. Another net fault from the Air Force team gives Ghana Army a point.
And so Ishaku, that's sending in Ekpe, and well, it stays in. So a point for the Air Force side. Now Atom Bernard have a chance to serve. Very lanky Atom Bernard comes in, and a good block, but well, the Ghana Army team will level things up. 2-2 on the edge.
It's rather 3-2, and then it's these are some of the things you should know. When you are going for block and you don't, guard your head, and your head is above the net, you are likely to have your face hit by a volleyball. Wow, that's a beautiful, very, very nice middle block by Jonathan of the Ghana Air Force team. You can hear chants for him now. Boo, John Boo is his other name. We are in for a cracker. Wisdom serving at the line. That's an out ball. He served long. So there are some unforced errors or errors that could cost you your team. As I said earlier, we are going for just 25 points. So the first to reach, and you will not like to be, dashing your opponent's points by spoiling services. That's a nice jump service. Wow, that's a block by block out. That is Alhassan Imoro, number 11 man of the Ghana Army team. He was an instrumental player in our third position last year during the All-African Games. Want to watch out for him. Tofik at the line. Serve Jamra. Trying the same trick. That's a net fault by the Ghana Army team. Jones, I tell you what, the setters are very, very intelligent. They've been playing each other for so long, so they will try to be in each other's head. And then to be able to outwit each other, yes, we have to make sure your strategy is right. Jamara at the service line. Alhassan Imoro on cue, right on cue. I can tell you, he's full of energy and strength. He can play the full 5 sets without, breaking a sweat. That's the replay there, right over the block of Kingsley Ekpe. Another net fault by the Army team. The score is 5-6 in favor of the Ghana Army team. A float service. That's a nice block. Will it come back? Will it come back? An unforced error. Right, Yombu serves again. Jonathan. A disciplined block in the middle. Right, nicely recovered. By the line fault, a line violation by Alhassan Imoro, and that gives your opponent a point. Once you bypass the middle line, whether by a foot or by any part of your body, your opponents gain a point. So you have to be disciplined to stay within the bounds of your court. Very, very important. Jonathan on a serving. Wow, that's a beautiful cross court. That's a very, very beautiful shot by Alhassan Imoro from what we would call in Ghana 4-4. Yes. Watch out for number 11, Alhassan Imoro of the Ghana Army team. This is the captain of the Ghana Army team, Daniel Benefo, national team setter. Wow, that's a nice cut from Bernard Atom, also a powerhouse in the Ghana national team, Ghana volleyball team, a middle blocker. Kingsley goes back to the line to serve from rotation 1. Oh, Fawaz was delayed by the libero. Wow. Beautiful shot by Nicolas Tete. It was well taken, but it was a net violation. So a point to Airforce. That was a net violation, a point to Airforce team. Looks like they are running away with this. 9-7 is the score. What a gamble by Kingsley, but it failed miserably. Was trying to serve the line fast. Right. We call for formations. Usually the setter has what he wants to play as an idea. You see Bernard Atom making a call to him to find out what he should do. That's Nicolas Tete there with the block out. Also another powerhouse of the Ghana Airforce team. The Ghana Army team will re-strategize. I see a substitution on the line for Fawaz. Fawaz is coming out and Mohamed Bari takes his place. Mohamed Bari takes the place of Fawaz. He's a middle blocker. Nicolas Tete in your shot. A powerful jam service. Nicely taken. Wow. Alhassan Imoro on cue for the Ghana Army team. I saw the ball brush the hair of Kingsley. I tell you what, some of them are playing this ball at the speed of over 120 kilometers per hour. You would not like to be in the way of this ball. Should your face get in touch with it, you'll be in pains. Quite unfortunate. Mohamed Bari serves into the net. Bernard Atom at the line. That's a jam scoop. Oh, Aminu was blocked. He was anticipating a block out. Unfortunately, it fell in the court. Rather unfortunate. Another jam service, well taken by Tofik. Alhassan with a dink. Well defended by Wisdom. And goes in strong. By the net falls violation against the Ghana Army team. Gives the Airforce team another point. That brings us to the score 13-9 in favor of Ghana Airforce. Jones, what do you say about the match so far?
Brilliant way. I mean, obviously, you get to see how they sustained a point. So it got to where it was 7-8, 7-7, 8-8, and then the Air Force showed a bit of dominance.
perform several violations that will give your opponent the upper hand, and then that will cost your team dearly. Wow, what a shot. Wow, here comes the boom indeed. Alassane Imoro putting on a volleyball clinic here. Him at the line now. It's a no-nonsense guy. A powerful jump service. Wow, that's an ace. He just aced Augustin Jamra with that powerful jump service. It brings us to the score 15-17. And then Ghana Airforce calls for a timeout. This is something else.
I mean, it's I believe viewers at home quite enjoying the game right here, and obviously the comeback being mounted by the Ghana Army. You get to see that again from Immoral Hassan. Very, very disciplined, and making sure that they get back into the game and probably get on to win the set 17-15. Quite an exciting game so far.
Right. I told you, the comebacks are very real in volleyball, and it could just take a twinkling of an eye. If you lose concentration for a bit, you are done. You at home, you are watching us live on GHOne TV. This is the SAC or SAC Super Volleyball Championship 2025 coming to you live, and that's some of the beautiful shots we have there. Alassane Imoro back to the service line. His jump service is out. He serves out. That's another service error from the Ghana Army team. Nicolas Tete. He scoops the ball. Mohamed Taufik Abubakar, number 8 player of the Ghana Army team. Powerful shot, but there was a net violation from the Air Force team. Mohamed Bari returns to the service line. Wow, Wisdom, the opposite player of the Air Force team, gets us his point. That's a touch out. I know some of you be wondering why there's a player on the court with a different colored jersey and all. Don't worry, I will explain to you shortly. Bernard Atum, jump service, beautifully done by Aminu Yakubu. I tell you what, watch out for this guy. He's one promising talent. He knows how to get his points, and he makes it very, very nicely. The service line. Jump serves. That's an out ball. The linemen call it an out. The line officials call it out. 2017, Ghana Airforce in a comfortable lead of just 3 points, but it could fade away very soon. That's another service out. So the 7 errors in the first set are quite a bit, but it's all to ease pressure. Sometimes there's a whole lot. Abubakar Taufik. Yet another service error. All these unforced errors, inches your opponents closer. There's been a substitution from the Ghana Army team. Abubakar Taufik makes way for Frederick Kusie Champon. I know he's very good with passing. Right on cue. That's Jamara, Augustin Jamara right there. Flying like the Air Force. His celebration is synonymous to a certain player I knew, Numericator. Whoa. Very, very unfortunate. So the trick Augustine used here is that once a player is subbed into the court, first serve him. The coaches advise this, they tell players, once the player comes, he's not prepared. He has not experienced the heat of the game. So serve that particular player. And then Augustine did that. And then we have a point. Emmanuel Obeng. Another service error. We are in for such a game. But well, I can tell you what, they are very high quality players. Sometimes the tension of the game gets to you. You would like to serve a very powerful service, but then you may serve out. John Atta back to the line. He float serves. Alassane Moro. He makes a nonsense of the 3-man block of the Ghana Airforce team. I tell you what, Alassane has carried the Army team thus far throughout the first set. Daniel Bemfo float serves. Whoa! Oh my God. That's a body shot. Nicolas Tete, number 11 of the Ghana Airforce team, tags the ball on Amedume. It's not easy. Makafui Amedume takes the ball on his chest. Can you imagine? Such power and speed. That's an out ball. So called. That brings us to the end of the first set. Ghana Airforce takes the first set 25-20. 25-20. Ghana Airforce takes the first set. Jones, what have you to say so far?
I mean, super game on display here. Ghana Airforce and the Ghana Army side, obviously starting well, the Army team and sharing points at some points out of the game, and the Ghana Army had to succumb to the Air Force because the men in the skies flew so high, 25 points, 20 there. But then, do you think, for our boys playing in an indoor court, we know that they normally train in the outdoor, and are there any disadvantages to that?
Yes, that's very true, Jones. Nicely observed, because usually for all the teams, we have outdoor courts, but to get into this atmosphere gives us that feel of what international volleyball is about. We've never seen any international volleyball outside. So it's quite a thing. It's quite an experience. And the Super Volleyball Championship has afforded us such luxury of tasting what an international volleyball feels like. And then thanks to the Ghana Volleyball Federation, I know this season, the season that just ended, we've been coming to the Borteyman Sports Complex. Only that this particular facility we are in is not what we would usually use. So we would sometimes use one of the hangars on the other side. But this one, the SAC SVC 2025, in connection and in partnership with the EIB network, is giving us such a taste for what we've seen so far. So I can understand there may be atmospheric changes to the ball. When you serve outside, as in on the court outside, the air aids it and all that. There is no air in this place except for the air-conditioned air, and that one means that you may have to use more of your energy or more of your strength than to look for the aid of the air.
Well, it's still live here. The Borteyman Sports Complex. It is a 2025 SAC Super Volleyball Championship, live on GHOne TV, and it is the second game of the day, the official opening ceremony, and we using this match to open the championship. Of course, 16 teams battling for glory, 8 teams for the men's side, 8 teams for the female side, and earlier we saw the Ghana Air Force team they're taking on the Army team, and the Air Force beats the Army. The Army made sure they beat the Air Force in the women's side 3-1, and then we seen a repeat of the same match for the male teams, and as things stand, well, the first set carried by the Airforce. Maybe it might be a revenge. You never know.
Right, a revenge indeed. But need I say that this was how the first match also went? Ghana Air Force came strong and took the first set, only to be surprised by the Ghana Army team coming back to win 3-1. So, well, I don't intend that I should have an impact in terms of a commentator's curse on the Air Force team, but I know what they can do, and I also know what the Ghana Army team can do. The second set is underway. We await the whistle from your first referee, Andy Chineke. Benefo serves. Augustine picks up. Daniel Tete blocked. Wow. Wow. That's quite unfortunate. And it is difficult to defend such balls. I can tell you, it's very difficult. You may not know the intentions of your attacker. Kingsley on the line. Nicely picked up. What's the decision? An out ball. The ball was too close to the net. I knew Alassane Moore was trying to make something out of it, but in this case, it went out. Kingsley serves. Alassa picks. Wow, beautifully defended. Beautiful block. That's a one-man block by Bernard Atom. I told you he's one of the best middle blockers in Ghana, if not the very best. He has been putting on such a performance for so long now. It's blocked. Nicely recovered. A free ball. A free ball to the Ghana Army team. That's an out ball by Wisdom. We try to play a certain combination, but very unfortunate. It's an out ball. Such an unforced error can cost your team. We hope it doesn't cost the Airforce team. Alassane Moore, powerful jump service. Nicely taken. Wow. Jumbu, the middle blocker for Air Force, number 5, receiving such a powerful jump service. That's the fans there. So there's been a substitution for Ghana Army. The setter, Benefo, is out now. And then we have Ziblim Akape to replace him. Nicolas Tete, powerful jump service. Beautifully taped. Al-Hassan Aminu, I told you, watch out for this kid. Anyway, anyhow, he will get his points. Nicely defended by Mohamed Bari. Aminu. Right on cue. Scoreline now 3-4. Ami 7, 3-4. Mohamed Bari. Floats to Augustine. Wow, Wisdom goes for the touch out. Where you are in trouble, look for the fingers of your blocker. Make sure the ball gets to those fingers. Finding a better position. Also looking for the out ball. Can you see that's a nice cut there? Bernard Atom serves into the net. Yet another service error. Alasan Aminu in your shot. Sorry, Aminu Yakubu, sorry. In your shot. At the service line. Powerful jam service. Wow. He aces the libero. Edward. That's a nice shot. The ball takes a certain turn in the air. It's not easily defended. Alasan once again. Whoa. A powerful shot by Augustine Jamra. It was blocked, but there was a net violation. A point to Ghana Air Force. Wisdom at the service line. Goes for a jump service, nicely touched. Beautifully done. Ziblim Akape with a second touch. Very soft, yet point worthy. Abubakar Tofik goes for the float service this time. Oh, rather unfortunate. Amedume was trying to defend the ball, couldn't get it up enough. I know that the Army team are trying their very best to serve Augustine when he comes to the front court. Perhaps they sense that his passing is not to the par. He's on the line now. Goes for a jam service. Alasan Imoro picks it up. Goes for the long cross court, but misses narrowly. Another point to the Ghana Air Force team. Takes the score to 8-6. Wow. What a shot by Aminu. Wow. He's playing such a game now. The opposite player for Ghana Army. Yakubu Aminu. Jonathan was blocked. The ball was recovered. Jonathan again. He's on the floor now. What will happen? Another free ball for Ghana Army. Rather unfortunate. With the left hand of Alhassan Imoro, he makes a point.
Super. I mean, I think this is the longest that we've seen the ball stay up, and just so exciting. And there you see it again. Tells you about the focus from both sides, but then eventually looking like the Ghana Army are finding their feet and trying to get back into this game. And oh, is that a kick there?
Yes, all is allowed in the modern volleyball game. Keep the ball up is the whole game. Keep the ball up. Another beautiful point by John Atta, and he pointed to his head. So to say, I'm using my mind. See the replay in your shot. It goes as if he was going to hit hard, but then dinks it beautifully behind the blockers. I tell you what, Alasan Imoro is playing as if this was a final of the volleyball championship or the Super Volleyball Championship.
I mean, this would always be a final anywhere, but it just tells you about how intense the game is, and they know that every point counts, and every set it counts, and another error there from the men of the Army.
Right. Kingsley returns to the line. Kingsley Ekpe, the setup for the Ghana Air Force team. Alasan Imoro has been defended. Oh, that's quite unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate for the Ghana Air Force team. We are even at 10 points apiece. Alasan Imoro A powerful jump service to Bernard Atum, who takes it. Wow. Beautiful shot there by Nicolas Tete. Cross-court shot. Akape could not defend. Nicolas Tete. He violates the line. Yet another lesson for us. In as much as you like to serve and serve hard and make a point, if you step on the service line, that's a violation. So a point goes against you. Mohamed Bari returns to the line. Wow. What a shot by Wisdom through the block. Then gets his point. Bernard Atum there at the service line. He floats serves again. The ball goes out. Very, very unfortunate. Yet another service error. I think I could count right now close to 15 service errors, if not. Sure, the analytics team will pick it up. Aminu Yakubu in your shot goes for the jump service. Wow, nicely done. Beautifully done by Augustine Jamra. He makes the point so simple, but that's a beautiful reception from Nicolas Tete. At the national team level, I know he plays a libero. Last year, he was very instrumental in our third place position in the All-African Games. Tawfiq blocked, goes again, dinks it. Augustine picks it up. Wisdom. He flew in, but there was a very potent block from the Ghana Army team. This is the match we want to see. And this is brought to us live by the EIB Network and GHOne. This is the SAC Super Volleyball Championship. Wow. A beautiful line shot from Wisdom. This is a game of inches and a game of angles. You could see there, he flew behind the 3-meter line, yet could get his point. He plays the opposite position for the Ghana Airforce team. Augustine Jamra, powerful jump service, nicely taken. Whoa. Whoa. Again, like I said, if you hit the ball hard, it amounts to 1 point. If you dinked it just like this and your opponent is not able to receive it well, it also amounts to 1 point. This is a match to watch. You watching live at home, we are broadcasting from the Borteyman Sports Complex. And this is a match that you would obviously like to see. This is the SAC Super Volleyball Championship 2025. Match between Ghana Army and the Ghana Air Force. Nicolas Tete goes for a power shot. There's a net violation from the Army team, although nicely recovered. But the point goes against them. John Atta returns to the serving line. Goes for the float. Wow. I tell you, Alassane Nimoro is putting on a volleyball clinic again. Over the block of the Ghana Air Force team. He makes a nonsense of the block as though there were no human beings at all. Shows his quality. Akape goes for the float service. Nicely recovered from the Air Force team, a free ball. Wow! This is it. Check out for Aminu Yakubu and Alassane Nimoro of the Ghana Army team. Wow. Nicely recovered by Amedome, and Akape sets to Aminu, who goes for the cross-court shot. Another recovery. A free ball to Ghana Airforce. Nicolas Tete goes for the line shot. There was a net violation anyway from Aminu. That gives them the point. We are 16 points apiece. Mind you, Ghana Airforce leads with a set. Rather unfortunate. Alassane Moro, do everything within your means to make a point. And he does it. 17-16. Powerful jam service, again received by Jonathan. He makes a light work of the very powerful jam service from Alassane Moro. Bernard Atom puts the ball away for a point to Ghana Airforce. Nicolas Tete, the service line, goes for the jam service. Amedome receives. Taufik, wow. Nicely defended by Nicolas Tete. Again, there was a net violation. It's quite painful to have received such a powerful ball, yet because of the net violation, you have the points given away to your opponent team. Jones.
I mean, great recovery from the Army team. I think the first time they're leading in this set, and they've shown great resilience. Well, I was thinking the positions on the court matter. Superstition. If you're on the left side or the right side, we always say that. You think so? We have such superstition in this volleyball game.
Yes, we do, but you know, volleyball has traveled a long way. We are no longer with those old systems. I will soon be explaining the positions and the roles that each player plays very soon. But then volleyball has traveled a long way from the traditional. This is my position. I'm to stand here throughout the game. No.
Well, of course, do make sure you join us from today. And it's the final game for the day today. But then there are games on Monday through to Sunday. We'll be here at the Borteyman Sports Complex to bring you all the games live on GHOne TV. And then, of course, on other, channels on the EIB network as well. So let's get back to the game. Interesting so far. I mean, who's your money on though?
I better not say, because tell you what, they are both friends of mine. I've trained with both teams, so I will have a hard time to pick. But then again, we've just seen two unforced errors from the Ghana Army team, and that has pushed the Air Force team into the lead, 19-18. Bernard out for the float service. Wow. Yet another service error. Nicolas Tete trying to encourage him. Yeah. Aminu, the service line. Wow. He aces Nicolas Tete. His service is synonymous to a Kento Miura of Japan, or should I say Yuji Nishida of Japan with the left hand. Nicely taken. Augustine, nice line shot. Gets the point. Beautiful reception by Nicolas Tete. Simple, that's it. Wisdom returns to the line, opt for the jam service. Alassane Moro receives and follows up. That is a pipe. That's what we call the pipe. So we have that as a pipe. And then if Aminu has the chance to play from his position now, that will be the opposite, just as Wisdom also does for the Air Force team. Yes, that's Wisdom, the opposite, right, for the Air Force team, and then makes the point. This game is a game of inches and touches. The little touch could mean a lot. and then it could cost you also a lot. Augustine Jamra returns to the serving line. Powerful jump service. Alassane Imoro picks it. And an unforced error from Aminu. Very unlikely of him so far in the game. At a very tight part of the game, with the scoreline being 22-21. Definitely the coaches of the Airforce Army team would call for a timeout. And then it's in line because they've fallen behind Jones. From the last time we left, we had the timeout. They were in the lead now. They've fallen behind by a point.
I mean, you could just see Aminu downcast there, and some of his colleagues not too happy with him. But then again, W1 Armando talking to his boys there, making sure that they keep cool heads and calm heads, and maybe restore the lead, and then probably pick the set there. But I think that it has been interesting. It has shown the level of, athleticism of our players here. You would even think this is a final because I watched them play during the Gava Champions game, and it was a super one there. And we have been served some good volleyball this evening.
Right. Augustine returns to the line. Jump service. Wow, nicely defended by Wisdom. The set did not go his way. Akape again sets to Alassane. Wow! John Atta with that monster block on Alassane Imoro. Exactly. Those are the fans there. They know him. One of our best middle blockers. You can just watch his concentration here and then goes up and picks one from Alassane Imoro, who has been perfect so far. Jamra goes for the jump service again. Emmanuel Obin. Aminu gets the point. See the concentration there. That was a touch out from Nicolas Tete. Emmanuel Obin goes to the line. Yet another substitution. Tofik comes out, and then Frederick comes in. I know he's a defense specialist. Exactly. Alassane Imoro right on cue. Brings us to level points, 23-23. This is the heat of the game, and the Ghana Air Force team calls for a timeout. Jones.
Anytime the team comes at this stage and the timeout comes, he knows that there's pressure on the team, and you want to break momentum. Obviously, you want to make sure. But then for the Army team, they really know that this set is very important for them. They need to claim the set. And 23-23, getting very, very interesting. And Imoro there. But then you could look at John Boo right again. Boo so concentrated, going up for the ball, and a brilliant block to catch that point for his team. 23-23. Well, let's see how it goes.
Nicely said. It's such a game. At this juncture in the game, the minutest of error could cost you the set. There's a change at the Ghana Army team. Aminu comes out for Derek Asante. Another unforced error, rather unfortunate, leads the Ghana Air Force team into a set point. I tell you,
this is what you say, destroy everything.
The minutest, the very little error you do could cost you the set. This is a technical substitution from the Ghana Air Force team. I can explain to you. They've substituted Kingsley to the bench, and then the one who substituted him, Benjamin Mensah, is now in the front court as an attacker. Usually it should have been a setter who was Ekpe, Kingsley Ekpe. He's now at the bench and then substituted by Benjamin Mensah, who is now in the front court, and has also brought in number 9. The number 8 shirted man, Mauko. Yes, to replace Wisdom. This is a technical sub to get. Oh, what a rally. Oh, unfortunately. This brings us to 24-24. And viewers, like I explained earlier, at this juncture, each of the teams will need a 2 points difference to make up the set. To win the set, you need to make 2 points, clear difference to make the set. This is where it becomes difficult. It is not easily gotten. Oh, sorry, Mauko came to change Augustine. Mauko rather substituted Augustine. And now you look
24-24. Is that a foul? Coach calling for. Is that a referee calling for a foul?
No. I saw the top referee give the Ghana Airforce team a yellow card. That's like a general warning. The next thing that comes is a red card. And when you are given a red card here, a point is deducted from your points and then given to the opponent. So it's very, very key. We learn such. And I'm happy that these are coming up. So as the match goes along, we learn. And these are how it is. So a volleyball a volleyball yellow card means a general warning. That means that any other infraction you make would award you a red card. A player could also be given a yellow card that makes giving the player a warning. If the player is given a red card, he goes to sit down for the rest of the set. So the next set that is given a red and blue, it also means something else. We'll learn it very soon. Yes, there's a blue card in volleyball. That's a fan keenly looking on. Akape Zibling returns to the serving line. Flute serves. Mauko, nicely defended. Wow! Monster block. Monster block. That is a monster block by Bernard Atom. See the fans there in disbelief. But again, the shot from Nicolas Tete was beautifully defended by Frederick. Oh, it was Nicolas' block. Wow. He was into the court. And now Ghana Army calls for a timeout.
Timeout. Time is not on their side. TikTok, he goes. And this game has just shown us that you might think you are in a comfortable lead, just like Shatawale said some time back. But then the game of volleyball, errors, as he said, every detail is very key. And then you see WO1 Armando speaking to his boys there. It looks like they might be losing this set as well. But then you get to see that again. A brilliant work from the Airforce boys, keeping their shape and then maintaining the lead.
Right. This is an interesting game of volleyball. Benjamin Mensah at the line. Ben Bello, they call him out for the float serve. Alassane Imoro, defended by Ben. Another. Oh, very unfortunate. Ghana Airforce takes the second set. 26-24. Rather unfortunate. Benjamin Mensah comes out as a super sub. It's amazing. This is the height of volleyball rivalry, and Ghana Airforce is making light work of the Ghana Army team, although they are playing very well as well. And like I said earlier, it's a game of inches and a game of chances. If you don't take your chance, your opponent is sure to pick your chance for you. So again, you at home, we are live at the Borteyman Sports Complex, and this is the SAC or SAC Super Volleyball Championship 2025 ably partnered by EIB Network with GHOne. If you are watching at GHOne now, we are live at the volleyball auditorium or the multi-purpose auditorium of the Borteyman Sports Complex. And that's your shot. Benjamin Mensah there celebrating heartily at the point. Rather unfortunate to the Ghana Army team. We are sponsored here by Creators SC, Jata Cement, Japan Motors, Pella Natural Water, Red Bull, NASCO, Soccerbet, the Mailbox, KD Graphics. We are also sponsored by the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, and also the the National Sports Authority and the Ghana Volleyball Federation. What a match it has been so far. The Ghana Army team versus the Ghana Airforce team. The set score now is 2-0 to the Ghana Airforce team. Airforce leads the match with 2 straight sets.
I mean, obviously, they do need just a set to win it. And we talked about the earlier game this afternoon, the ladies' game, same teams, Army taking on the Air Force. And we obviously saw how the Air Force started, but then the Army came back strongly. But this time around, it looks like the Air Force have learned their lessons and are making sure that they pick 2 straight sets. Well, but the comeback is not far-fetched, because in a game of this sort, it just takes one mistake. It just takes one shot, one spike, and then, of course, you are up there and making things right for your team.
I remember very well in the London Olympics of 2012, Brazil was in a comfortable lead in the final of the Olympics with 2 sets, leading Russia by 2 sets. The technical bench of Russia made a change where they had Dmitry Musersky, the middle player, rather go to play opposite. I tell you what, I was devastated. I supported Brazil throughout, but that was a huge comeback from the Russian team. They came back to win 3-2. So, of course, until their match is over, until you've won the match, it is never over in volleyball.
These players here know that the job is not done at all. Just take the sets. But for the Air Force team to get the 3rd set would be a big statement in this 2025 SAC Super Volleyball Championship, powered by Creators SC, and then, of course, live on GHOne TV, the EIB network. Of course, supported by the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, as well as the National Sports Authority, and then the Ghana Volleyball Federation.
Right. The 3rd set underway. Kingsley gets us underway. The ball goes long. Frederick now starts in place of Tawfiq Abubakar. Frederick Kusie Champon. Rather unfortunate. He hits the ball out. Nicely picks the ball. Aminu, nicely defended by Jombu. Frederick goes again and now gets it. He gets the point of wisdom. It's unbelievable what the Ghana Air Force team is doing here. During the Greater Accra Volleyball League, the Army team won them for the home stretch, but on the 10, they came to win Army back, so it was 1-1 on that side. Looks like this is a rivalry to determine who really won the season. Nicolas started doing the most with the brush out.
I mean, for the Ghana Army team, we obviously know that even to lose a set, at least to lose honorably, would give you a point on the table. So it wouldn't just mean that to just give up and say, we've lost 2 sets already, let's get off with this. Because when you do win or lose with 2-1, 3-1, it gets your point though.
Yes, so from what it is, the scoreboard is such that if you are to lose with 2 sets, let's say the match ends and then you lost with 2 sets, so that your opponent won with 3 sets, that's 3-2, you get a point. That I know. But if you lose with 3-0 or 3-1, there's no points for you. Your opponents get full points, though. Another unforced error from Frederick. There's huge pressure on the Ghana Army team to make something out of this game. In doing that, Derek Asante has come to replace Aminu Yakubu. A service error, Nicolas Tete. It has not been easy. Weeks of preparation just to make a statement in this game. I have been part since its inception from 2021. I can tell you it has been immense discipline and training from these guys, particularly from the armed forces as well. Unfortunate net touch from Derek Asante. Another very promising player. He's not the tallest, but I can tell you he can hop. He has that fire like Nishida of Japan. Alassane Imoro. Another unlikely unforced error from him. He has played perfect so far. From the replay, obviously, he did not reach the ball at the height he was anticipating. Right on cue, Derek Asante finds a way to make his point or to get a point. This game is full of wisdom. Someone will tell you, use what you have, get what you want. He's shorter, but he's very smart. Nicely recovered. Another ball. Unfortunate. Wisdom was going for a smash shot. He did not get it. Wow. That's a point to the Ghana Airforce team. Augustine Jamra making soft work of Derek Asante's block as his hands were behind his own net. A very successful block is when your hands are beyond your side of the net into your opponent's net. And the coaches talk about this. A bomb serve. Oh, rather unforced. An unforced error from Derek.
The short man jumping so high. Look at him. Just goes up, and I think he touched a net foul, right? And but he's very short, but it's not about the height.
Definitely not about the height. In volleyball in Ghana, we say short man no be half man. Even the shortest of the men aim to jump very high, and they do. Another unforced service error. By wisdom of Airforce. Wow, a net fault gives the point to Army as they inch closer, closing the points gap now. 6-8 is the scoreline. They are trailing by 2 sets. Something nobody saw coming. Wow. Very disciplined block of Army was not fooled by the passing strength. Immediately the Ghana Air Force calls for a timeout. They would not like this to travel any further. They might want to keep their 1 point lead. And then this is becoming what is becoming. Your shot there are some unforced errors. You know. And these, as they go, they can go a long way to hunt you. Alassane Moro blocked by John Boo, or should I say John Atta. Alassane Moro nicely defended. Nicolas Tete goes for that trick shot and gets it. It's a brush out. Wow, the narrowest of margins. Augustin Jamra goes for a powerful jump set serve. Alassane Moro dings the ball. Nicolas. Back to Alassane. Another block by Jonathan. He looks so serious, but he's very jovial. A well-timed block. You can see he was waiting for the contact of Alassane. Augustin Jamra. Another jump service. And now aces it. And makes that celebration that looks like a bird in flight. Someone says they are Airforce men, hence they fly. 12-7. Substitutions for the Ghana Army team. Aminu comes back to replace Derek Asante. Now Daniel Benefo comes to replace Zibli Makape. Augustin back at the line. Serves long. Serves out. Nicely taken by Augustin. Jombu with a pair. Alassane Moro flying in. Gets the point not by his spike, but rather by a net violation by the Ghana Air Force team. Jombu and Nicholas, they're keen on stopping the attack of Alassane Moro. Nicely. Wow. Frederick disciplines himself to stay at the net. It would have been a second touch by Kingsley and would have gained them a point. Closing the points to 10 points to 2. Wow. Free ball for Ghana Army. Whoa. That's another violation. What happened here? If you check the replay, we find that Alhassan Imoro violated the 3-meter line. While you're at the backcourt, you should not be able to jump on the line. You can jump anywhere behind it, but once you make contact with the line and touch the ball above the net, you're at fault. Jombu serves. Tawfiq comes back with a fire. Goes above the block of Kingsley and Bernard and gets a point for the Ghana Army team. Again, volleyball, or the game of volleyball, is a game of inches. The slightest mistakes could cost you a lot. Wow. Beautifully defended by Tawfiq. A high ball, another free ball. Nicolas Tete goes wide and goes long. The Ghana Army team is crawling back into the game. 12-13. Further closing the gap. Back to Nicholas. Nicely defended. Back to him. Tawfiq blocked, but another net fault. The Ghana Air Force team. We are now level at 13-13.
Super comeback from the Army side. And then again, I mean, deja vu though, because you remember the last set, it was this way and they lost focus and they had to lose the set. Let's see. Probably they have what it takes. They are the men on the land, yeah? But trust me, the Air Force guys are flying so high.
Wow. Tawfiq has come back with some energy. A solo block on Wisdom. Now the Ghana Air Force team calls for their second timeout. This is what we did not see coming. That the Army team would come back from a position of, if I recall, from 8-12. They now lead by 14-13. Wow. What a comeback from the Ghana Army team. The coaches have brought back Aminu and Tawfiq, and they are doing the most. Incredible. The Ghana Air Force team would like to revamp and then go a bit harder. We go again, 14-13. Emmanuel Obeng at the line. Serves, Owusu picks up. Wow, that's a point also. Whether it is in the court or touches your opponent and goes out, that's a point. That's a brush out, we so call it in Ghana. Nicolas Tete makes that point. 14-14. A one-hand set by Daniel Benefo. And then Tawfiq comes back with the fire. That in your shot is the replay. Whoa! Super spike! A super spike from Bernard Atom. I told you he has the fastest hands in the game.
Atom, Ampa.
His name speaks for himself. It's just undefendable. Into the 3-meter line. Wow. Nicolas goes for the beautiful shot by Tawfiq. A nice line shot. Edward could not defend. It was a nice line shot. Now he serves, goes for the float serve. Again, Bernard Atom making light work of the army block, Mohamed Bari. Now he goes to the service line to serve. We are in for a match. Alassane Nimoro, that's a touch out. Mohamed Bari at the service line. He goes to serve. Nicolas picks up. Augustine Damran, nicely defended by Daniel. Alassane Nimoro gets the point. The whole room erupts now. Ghana Army are on a 2-point lead. Mohamed Bari goes for the dink. Unfortunately, he's annoyed with himself. He was trying to play a smart one on the Ghana Air Force receivers, but it did not materialize in the way he wanted. Rather unfortunately. Wisdom goes for the float. Alassane Nimoro. He has found another gear He has found another gear. 1917. Ghana Army leads. Aminu. Augustine. Free ball to Ghana Army. Alassane Moro, nicely defended by Nicholas, but into the advertisement board. It was not able, Wisdom was not able to recover. Army gradually inching towards the finish line. Can they get this set in the bag? Just like Jonas explained, at least a respectable score for them. A net violation by Emmanuel Obeng. He was anticipating that the ball will be given to Jonathan. Some spectators keenly watching. It's a tight match. A tough match. Substitution by the Airforce team. The same tactical substitution that happened in the previous set. Benjamin Mensah comes in for Kingsley Ekpe and Mauko. Wow, Alassane Moro. Goes high above the block. 21-18. He goes to serve. Augustine picks up. A bounce serve. Nicely defended by Alassane. Goes again, but blocked. John Atta is having a block party. Then he gets serious. Wow. John Boo. A soft serve. Rather unfortunate. Taufik was trying to play a smart one with the Airforce block, only for him to violate the net. 20-21 is the scoreline. Airforce is looking to put this match away. Ghana Army is looking to make a massive comeback. What would happen? Alassane Moro. Again to Taufik. A beautiful dink. Nicely done. A trick shot. In the voice of Buko Mbanku, every point be point. Just like we say, every painter be painted. 22-20. Wow. That's Benjamin Mensah coming with the heat. Benjamin Mensah comes with the heat. Some nice brush out. So again, another tactical substitution. They reverse the initial sub they did. So by this substitution, they will always have three attackers at the front court. And this is very tactical, very synonymous of the Brazilian coach, Rezende. Taufik picks up, moves back, goes for a shot, but puts it out. He overturned himself, puts the entire ball out. Can see the arm swing going across his body to signal that he was looking for the line shot, but unfortunately, Ghana Army calls for the timeout. The scoreline 22-22. Jonah.
I mean, super. It is indeed a Super Volleyball Championship. You can tell that, and of course, getting to see the highlights of that again. A great block from John Boo, the man, and making fame here You said it was a super block. Trust me, someone would think it's a combination of cement, sand, and water for that block. But then it looks like the Airforce want to pick their set. They know that they just need this set to put themselves out of misery of going for another set, and then keeping all of us here, or probably even getting our viewers to enjoy the game. But then 22-22, it is still not done.
Whoa. A long shot by Taufik. That's an out ball. Rather unfortunate. We are live on GHOne, and you are enjoying at the comfort of your home from the Borteyman Sports Complex. 23-22, Ghana Airforce lead. Taufik. Oh! Bernard at home with a monster block on Aminu. Wow. This brings Airforce to the match point. 2 points clear. 2 match points. Wow, such a block. You can see Aminu stretching. Taufik picks. Goes to the... What is that? Oh. A point to the Ghana Army. It would have been a beautiful closing. It would have been a beautiful closing block. But let's see what happens. Benefo serves. Edward receives. Jumbu. Bernard at home. Bernard at home. Bernard at home. Makes light work once again of the Ghana Army block. And they, in an opener, the very first match of the men's competition, win by 3-0. Ghana Airforce team are on such a massive form. What a match and what a point by Bernard. He can choose to celebrate. Wow, wow, wow. This is massive. This is great. This is good. Jonas, what do you say?
Super volleyball we witness here at the Borteyman Sports Complex, and indeed the Airforce dominating all 3 sets. We need the first set 25-20, second set 26-24, and then the final set that we just witnessed 24-23. And it just shows that the Airforce, don't forget that they taught the Accra championship that we had last weekend. They won. Both men and women's side went to the Airforce side, and I mean, they are becoming a force to reckon with, and you can see the jubilations there. But then for the assistant coach of the Army side, he can get to speak to his people here. Don't forget that we're going to be with you from tomorrow, and then of course all the way to Sunday, live on GHOne TV. I was in the company of Cornelius Nick Bako Ankra, and I am Jones ADZI, and of course in here with Benjamin Yamo as well. We'll be heading over to the
second game of the afternoon. We did bring you this evening. It was a cracker by all standards, and we have Coach Asante here. Not too good for him though, but we just want to pick thoughts of Coach Asante, what he make of this particular one. Coachy, not too good. I mean, 3 sets, 3-0 straight. Really not.
Yeah, I would say we are just starting the tournament. It's a tournament, so you can win the first game, but you can still be kicked out. So
what really didn't work for you guys? Because it seems you came in the game in the first set very good, though it didn't go your way.
I think the players were not all that determined. That is what I would say. They were not all that determined for the game. Whilst we've prepared them adequately prepared for this particular game, but who knows? Nothing worked for us today. So I think the best side won the day.
And what should we expect? Yeah, what should we expect in your coming games?
Yeah. We are going back to prepare and come back strongly. We are not out. They know we can't be out. They've won. You could see the jubilation because they never thought they could win. So it's one of those things, and we give thanks to our God Almighty. I wanted to win, but I couldn't win. So I think it's a fair deal.
Thank you very much. All right, so that was actually Coach Asante of the Ghana Army. Remember the first game when the women played, the Army ladies won their game against Airforce, but unfortunately for the men, it was 3-0. That was the first set, the second set, and also the third set going in favor of the Army. All right, so we'll definitely be going to see. They are jubilating now. It's all jubilant scenes here with the Army team. Now Ghana Air Force, they won this one. It was all jubilant in the afternoon when the ladies won for Army, but it's a different story altogether now this evening. We'll be speaking with the coach of the Air Force team just to find out what he also makes of this particular one. Joining me now is the coach of the Air Force team. Coach, congratulations. 3-0 the set ended. But for your opponents, we were expecting that the Ghana Army won the league. Coming into this one, everybody thought it was home and dry for them. What worked for you guys?
Because of training. If hadn't been our training, they took during the league they took the first round, and we decided to capitalize on our training because our performance was very down. That's why this time we said on the second round we are not beating them, and this Super Volleyball champion team, we are not going to leave them. Anytime we see them, we are going to beat them.
We realized that one of your players, Jombu, was all over the place, and obviously the way it went, it was going to be like he was the man of the match. He was all flying in that game. Was he that particular pivot that you were playing around with regards to Jombu?
As for him, he's just a solid player. He likes training a lot. And I know because of his training, he wasn't going to lose in this kind of competition. But I knew whatever has happened today has proven his best training that he was doing secretly.
Okay, so what should we expect in your upcoming games? You are in a group where obviously people are saying it's home and dry for Ghana Air Force, or you are taking, a game at a step.
This time we are going to take it, and we will take more out of this.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so that is the coach of the Ghana Air Force team. Let's now quickly now speak to the man himself. Obviously, you would want to describe him as the man of the game this afternoon. Jombu joins me here. Yeah, you know, he's way taller than me, obviously. You wouldn't get this anywhere. Listen, this is the SAC Super Volleyball Championship. Great game played by Jombu, but we had your name all over. Your coach said you were doing a secret training before this tournament. What was that secret training?
Oh, okay, like you will rightly say, you can't sleep and have it, okay? So once you want to be on top form, you have to personally do your one or two training to get that fitness to be able to train. But he knows that I'm someone who is very hardworking, and then I sometimes train in odd hours with the exception of the normal team training. That's how come he's saying that, yeah.
And tell us, coming against Ghana Army, you guys have met several times in the GAVA League before this SAC Super Volleyball Championship.
Sure.
Were you confident coming up against them? They won the league and everything. Were you confident they were going to come up against?
Sure. We are very much confident, okay. Like you rightly said, they are very good side. And then we Air Force too, we are a very formidable team. So I would say that we were very much confident in coming into the game. Yeah.
The matches have just started. Do you think that, winning this one will stir you up to win this league? And maybe your coach said you are winning the tournament this time around.
Yes, I will say I'm optimistic because winning your first game gives you some kind of morale, okay, to come bigger into your subsequent matches. So taking the first 3 points, I think it's a plus, and we are very much grateful to God Almighty.
All right. Jombu there, that's a Jombu for you. All the best in your other games as well.
Thank you so much for coming around.
Sure.
Thank you.
So that was Jombu. Obviously, he was man of the match in this particular one. We'll bring in the scores up pretty shortly. It ended 3-0 in favor of Ghana Air Force. The first game, the women, it ended 3-1 in favor of Ghana Army. But unfortunately, the Army team, the men, could not come up the best as they were. Remember, they are coming on the heels of winning the Ghana, the Greater Accra Volleyball Championship this season, Atom.
I think it's a kind of relief for the Ghana Air Force team because their ladies lost to Ghana Army, and this time around the men have come to salvage the situation. And this again brings us to winning 3 sets on a bounce. And again, the name that everyone is talking about is Jumbo. Coach Asante is disappointed, and he did. I don't think he got it right when he got to the men, because the ladies, he made mention that he had a block in order to block all the balls that were coming through. But in the men, it was a different story altogether. So I think so it was a good game, equal teams and on equal halves. The ladies won the Ghana Army, and of course the men won the Ghana Airforce. And this is a strong warning that tomorrow it might be a different game altogether. So I really enjoyed this. Unfortunately, I wanted it to drag a little bit, maybe to the 4th set, and eventually maybe the 5th set, see the tie that might break. But then it ended in a 3 set, and good ups and big ups to Ghana Airforce team.
All right, for your information, for those of you who do not know, with volleyball it's 5 sets, but then the one who gets the upper hand, like winning 3 sets, that's what ends the game here. So yeah, Jumbo there on your screens, the spikes of the games that you saw there. Obviously you wouldn't get this anywhere else. What beauty it was. I mean, obviously you wouldn't get this apart from here on GHOne TV. We promised you we were bringing you the SAC Super Volleyball Championship, and hey, it's here, it started, and so make sure you stick and stay with us throughout the week. We're coming your way. Until then, that's how we'll wrap up. It is the opening ceremony and the first 2 games. Congratulations to Ghana Army, the women winning the first game 3-1, they won, and then to the Ghana Airforce men's team for winning the 2nd game in the men's division. Tomorrow, there are also interesting lineup coming up tomorrow. Games that you should expect, big games, all for your information. All right, so we'll leave you with this beauty of volleyball you won't get apart from here at the SAC Super Volleyball Championship. We say, feel the spike.
And exactly, so tomorrow we will meet here same time, 8 a.m.